Welcome back to Live on Lakeside, and I'm Larry Macon Jr. And now it's time to reveal this week's Everyday Champion, and his name is Bernie Moreno. Bernie is the president and CEO of Bernie Moreno Companies and one of our community's largest luxury car dealerships. But he does so much more in all of his charitable and philanthropic efforts. He's here with June Taylor, who works with him on several projects in our city to help others. And I'm glad they're here with us on the show. Welcome to the show, Bernie.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being with us, June.
Thank you.
Listen, Bernie, you've done some great things. I've heard how you've revolutionized the car industry in Northeastern Ohio and around our country, but wanted to talk with you about some of the other efforts that you do, especially what you do for kids. Tell us about that program that you do with Cars for Kids.
Yeah, so one of the things that's really important to me is what I call equality of opportunity. Make sure that that kids are given the same opportunity no matter what their background is. You know, I grew up in South America where you see a huge divide between the rich and the poor, and that's something that we really have to work hard to eradicate in our city. So we have a program, many programs that my wife and I work on.
Yeah.
One of them is called Cars for Kids, where we take part of the proceeds of our vehicles and we donate it to the 3 children's hospitals to make certain that we can do something about infant mortality, that we can do something about early prevention of health issues, which lead to later problems in life.
Wow, so you're actually using, again, the proceeds from what you get from your car dealerships to help children. I just think that's awesome. I know many other dealerships don't do that, so I appreciate you for, you know, giving of yourself with that effort and seeing the need in our city. I know you also work with the Brockland Group. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? I know June works with that too.
June's my partner in crime there with Blockland, along with a lot of other people in the community.
Yeah.
And Blockland is about how do we transform Cleveland into a tech-centered innovation city.
Gotcha.
You know, Cleveland used to be that,
Yes.
right? Back about 100 years ago, Cleveland was probably the Silicon Valley of its time, the most innovative city in America.
Right.
So we're working on is how do we bring that culture of innovation and risk-taking back. And so this Blockland effort is really all about that. And June's been instrumental in making that happen.
Yeah, June, tell us a little bit about the tech that you were talking about with Brockland.
What's so important is that the community really embrace every opportunity to be exposed to technology, be exposed to computers and some of the latest in technology, and really for the youth especially, because when you really look at what technology offers in the future, the job opportunities are just incredible. So if we can get more of the youth in our region to embrace this ever-changing technology, learn it, it really applies in so many different applications, and it really will lead to job security.
I like that. We're helping them when they're young to acquire these skills, so when they're older, they have a skill and they get right into the job market and they know what they're doing.
Yes.
So listen, I just appreciate all your efforts, Bernie and June, that you guys do in the community. You're very instrumental at the Cleveland Foundation, Cleveland State University. You were instrumental on the board there. And so, again, I just want to thank you for being an everyday champion, Bernie. And if someone needs to find you, how would they find you, Bernie?
You can send me an email, bernie@berniemoreno.com, and I respond to emails right away, as you know.
Sounds good. Thank you, Bernie. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, June, for being on the show with us. Well, that's our everyday champion for this week, and I want to thank you for tuning in. As I always do, I want to leave you with a bit of advice to think about today. If there's anything I can help you with, I want to tell you, don't be afraid by the limitations that others put on you. You see, most people's thoughts are programmed by the people who raised them or by somebody else who spoke over them. Maybe they were good people doing the best they can, but their words to you may be limiting you from reaching your full potential. I want to tell you today that words have power and they affect us all in many different ways. Some people shrug it off and keep moving, but most people are hung up over what they actually believe others have said about them. Well, remember this, if you believe every word said about you, it may actually define who you are. So I want you to let go of how others define you, because it's a dangerous thing. So it's time right now to transform your thoughts about yourself, and the key to breaking those limitations is to focus not on what people say you are, but focus on who you know you are. We all have unique strengths, talents, and abilities. Focus on what's good about you and watch how far it gets you. Remember, people aren't the only arbitrators of your destiny. You not only need to realize that, but you need to realize that you are who you say you are. Well, that's my message to you for this week. And I'm glad you tuned in to see who's doing great things in Greater Cleveland. Remember, I'm on social media with some daily inspiration, or you can check out my website, LarryMaconJr.com. Contact me there and let me know who you think should be next week's Everyday Champion. There's good people doing great things, and I'm glad I get to share that with you every week. We're live on Lakeside, and we'll be right back.